Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first date makeup tutorial for those of you who don't know where to get started. But before we do that, it's important to impress the guy on the first date. So we are going to take to the streets to find out what guys think about girls' makeup on their first date.
More natural, I guess.
More natural?
In fact, not at all.
Like zero makeup?
As close to that. Just wear confidence instead of makeup.
What do you think of like my makeup today? Is it like too much?
Yeah, to be honest, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're very honest. What kind of makeup would you think would be most attractive to you for like a first date?
I'll say something towards the milder side.
What kind of makeup do you like on girls?
I think more plain.
Would you say like my makeup today is like too much?
Maybe the gold part a little bit too much.
Okay, but the green is okay with you?
Green, I think is still okay.
Lipstick can?
Lipstick still okay.
Okay. What kind of makeup do you think would be the most attractive to you, let's say for a first date?
Less is more, like more natural. Generally, guys like girls with a more natural looks. When girls have very heavy makeup, we tend to think that they are not so approachable.
What is your general impression of a girl like with very thick makeup?
Let's say in a club, I think it's appropriate. Go to zoo, we will think that she need all those makeup to hide herself.
What kind of makeup do you prefer on girls?
Girls have this like no makeup kind of look. I sort of prefer kind of natural beauty, but at the same time like can touch up a bit also lah.
So what do you think about like my makeup?
It's way too much.
Way too much. So if you're going out on a first date, what kind of makeup do you prefer on a girl?
Very sparse. Maybe a bit of lipstick, but not too much also. Definitely no eyeshadow. To be honest, I think it's quite try hard. A bit of turn off also.
Are you guys a couple?
Yeah, we are.
What kind of makeup do you prefer on girls? Like more natural, more bold, or like zero?
Natural makeup.
When you look at a girl with like very thick makeup, what's your first impression?
Scary to approach yourself.
Scary to approach.
Because they look so good, you know.
What do you think about like guys' opinions? Like most of them prefer girls without makeup. Like why do you think that is?
They just like the natural beauty kind of look and not spend too much time on their appearance, so they don't appear too vain. Yeah, they like more easygoing girls.
What kind of makeup do you prefer girls in? Like more natural, or is thicker makeup okay with you?
I think more
like
natural.
For a first date, right? What kind of makeup do you think will be more suitable?
I think light makeup would be better. It's like you're not trying to hide anything behind your facade.
For example, if a guy like gels his hair, that he's trying to hide the true state of his hair.
No, I'm just maybe if a guy gels his hair, then maybe he's like putting his hair in orderly, such that it doesn't get in the way.
But if I groom my brows, isn't it the same logic?
Yeah.
Quite expectedly, 100% of the guys that we interviewed all said they prefer girls with more natural makeup. Natural is like not my style, and you know my channel slogan is more is more. But we have to go according to what the guys want for the first date. After that, once they start liking you, then you can go full on and scare them. But one of the guys, he actually said that girls with less makeup look more approachable. If they like see a girl with a lot of makeup, there's a lot of like presumptions that are going on in their head that maybe this girl will be very self-confident. Guys, I think they have this very deep-seated fear in them that if they approach a girl, you know, to try to get to know the girl better, they might get rejected in a very humiliating manner. So they would rather approach a more friendly-looking girl who doesn't seem like she will turn out to be like one of those mean girls in movies, which I think girls like me look a bit like. I think that you seem to be hiding something if you put on too much makeup. If we can, we would rather obviously hide our bad hair days or stuff like that. I think it's the same with makeup. I think that's perfectly fine. Like obviously all of us want to hide our flaws and show our assets. Doesn't mean that it's fake, it's just grooming lah. The whole point of makeup is to make you feel more confident, and that's why I like to wear makeup, because I think that I look better with makeup and that makes me feel happier and more confident as a person. I think most guys wouldn't admit this, but they don't want too confident a girl, because if the girl is too confident, then she would probably think of herself as more eligible, and therefore she's more likely to reject a guy. So if I'm like not wearing any makeup and I feel like I'm a 5 and a 6 upon 10 approaches me, then I'm going to be like, wow, this one is like higher than my standard ma, right? Correct? So I think a lot of guys, they want a girl who's actually a 9 but thinks that she's a 7. So a girl who doesn't put any makeup appears to not know how beautiful she is, and that will make them more humble, down to earth, and these are all the good qualities that I think guys prefer in a girl. But nonetheless, this is the first date makeup, so I think for the first date, you first need to impress the guy. Even though I deeply believe that more is more, let's do less is more today. I've changed into my first date appropriate clothes. How? Very nice, right? Like a picnic by the bay. It says like I'm very demure and sweet, but at the same time I like to have some fun. So I have removed my makeup, and I think that something that's more important about a more natural makeup look is that you have to have good skin and you have to be properly like well groomed, because all these flaws you cannot really hide with, you know, less makeup. Today I'm not going to be drawing so much of my eyebrows. I'm actually going to be doing some grooming on the brows so that the natural shape of the brows already looks good. But before I start plucking, I'm going to just use a pair of scissors to cut away some of the longer eyebrows, because I actually have really long eyebrows. As you can see, the hairs are kind of long. The front here, I'm just going to cut it a little bit. I really like these browsings because it comes with like 2 shades of brown, and then also you have brush, like 2 brushes and like a pair of tweezers So this is a really good like mobile kit to bring out because it's quite small and has a mirror as well. I'm gonna pluck out some of the hairs that are not really in line here. Especially chose like really natural looking contact lenses today. You know, guys will be pretty freaked out if you wear some electric blue contact lens, so I would suggest just go with like brown. They're very easily freaked out, okay? Just try not to scare them too much. So the next step will be actually to use primer, and I'm gonna use the Professional. Very punny, yeah? Benefit. This one is actually the Pearl Primer. Primer will actually make your face look smoother, even out your pores. So the next step is to put on foundation, and you want to make sure that the foundation looks kind of dewy and light. So today I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation. I'm actually going to be using a wet beauty blender, and it's important to make it wet so that your liquid foundation will not layer on so thick. Just kind of like pat it in. For the more difficult to reach areas, I'm just going to use a smaller brush. For my zits, I'm going to be using the Airbrush Concealer. I really like this concealer a lot. Pat it on. Now I'm going to apply some powder on the concealer to make sure it stays throughout the day. The last thing I want is towards the end of the day for the pimple to come out and say hello. I'm going to be using the Hello Flawless compact powder here, and the thing I like about this compact powder is that you actually have 2 options. To either use a sponge or a brush. I'm just going to put some where I put my concealer at, and just a little bit at the T-zone so it's not so shiny. So it's important to get your brows right because that will frame your face nicely. Today I'm going to be actually using the Ka-Brow. So this is in number 3, and it's a good shade of brown that's not too light and not too dark. It comes like that in a little pot. So you can see the brow gel is inside here. I like it that it actually comes with the brush just attached on top like that. I'm going to start with the ends, kind of go with the natural shape of my brows. I'm going with a brown color instead of a black because black is just more harsh. When we go to the start of the brow, I'm just going to use a really sparing amount so it looks like there's almost nothing there. And you want to have a brow that is more gradient, so you know, darker at the end and lighter at the front. For the parts where I don't have enough eyebrow hair, what I'm going to do is to actually try to draw them on. I'm actually going to individually draw on the hairs with this Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit as well, and I quite like it because it's like super razor thin lah, okay? And then this other side is a brush, which is really convenient, so you can use it to lighten up anything that you want. And then for here, the areas which are more sparse, same thing, gonna move upwards like that. Next, I'm going to be using the Benefit High Brow Pencil, and it's just this very, very subtle but kind of lighter color underneath your eyebrows like that to accentuate it. So now it looks like the brows are very, very clean and groomed. Not with makeup, okay? See? Look like there's no makeup, so it just looks like I have very naturally very clean eyebrows. I feel like this product can also be used on the nose bridge, so I'm going to just try that. Ah, okay, nice. Multi-use, very good. So next I'm going to be doing my contouring, and I'm going to be using my favorite Hoola bronzer, and it's inside my Cheek Parade palette. You have Hoola Light, which I don't really use. It's really like very, very light, so it's better for people with super fair skin. So I think this shade of brown is just nice. And then you have Dandelion, which is a super sweet shade of blusher, and California, which is more like peachy tone, I guess, and it has a bit of a shimmer in it, and Rocatea here as well, which you can use for a blusher or for highlight. I think the guys cannot really tell when you do this, so this is not considered makeup. Today I'm not going to contour my cheeks because that will make you look more fierce, which I think guys don't like. Nose contour is my favorite and I will not skip it, so I'm just praying that it will still look very natural after I contour my nose. I think it's just the right shade of brown, like somehow they got the formula. So next I'm going to be using Hoola to draw on some eye bags. You have to remember that it's not eye bags that are not nice, it's low hanging eye bags that are not nice. Okay, so eye bags are nice when it's tight and high up. It makes you look like you are very doe-eyed and innocent. I'm moving on to blusher next. I'm going to be trying to put on some dandelion right now. In order to make the flush look like it's more natural, I'm going to be putting it closer to the eyes. Oh, I'm so shy, I'm blushing. I'm just gonna put a wee bit of highlight and I'm using the What's Up? This is actually my very first highlighter that I've ever used, and I used it before highlighters were popular. Very simple default highlighter with a little bit of a pearl sheen, and you want to have that glowy look going on, so you just kind of like tap, little bit, okay, not too much, just a little bit. Done with my highlighter. Looks like it's barely there, okay? So next we're moving on to eyeshadow, but none of the guys like it when girls wear eyeshadow, so we have to wear eyeshadow that looks like it's not really eyeshadow. And I have my Too Faced chocolate gold palette here with me. As you can see, most of the colors here, I think most guys will just faint if you use any of these like really shimmery shit, right? What we're gonna do today is to pick the 3 most subtle colors, which is this, and just kind of blend it out and look as if it's perfectly natural. Alright, so I'm picking the lightest color first. And I'm just putting this in the inner corners to kind of emphasize the depth of the eyes. So now I'm using the middle shade and then just kind of putting it over my lid a little bit. If you ask most guys, did this girl wear like eyeshadow, they'll probably tell you no. For the darker brown shade, I'm just gonna be kind of putting it a little bit at the ends like that to kind of emphasize the length of the eyes, and plus a little bit at the bottom. What I'm doing next is to put some eyeliner on. I am using the Urban Decay Perversion today. Just kind of be really careful to make it as tight a line as possible. So if you actually want something even more subtle than this, you can actually go for a brown color eyeliner. But I'm still gonna go with black because I need my eyes to look longer. I'm kind of like having it pointing downwards right now. Now that I'm finished with my liner, the next step would be my eyelashes, and one of the lash hacks that I've learned is to not use an eyelash curler but rather use a heated light eyelash curler, and I actually got this one from Sasa. The eyelash curler tends to give you a very angular kind of curl, and then it's like the curls somehow would not stay for that long, but if it's with a heated one, it actually works better and the curls really last for the whole day. You know how if you already put on mascara, you cannot like use the eyelash curler again because it will kind of flatten and clump everything up together and the mascara will just stick together. Whereas this, for the heated eyelash curler, you can actually still use it after you put on mascara, which I think is great. So I just kind of comb through my lashes and just kind of leave it there. As you guys know, I usually use falsies, but today I'm going to be using mascara for a more natural look, and I'm going to be using the Bad Gal Bang mascara, which just launched. If you guys remember, that's why I recently went to Maldives to attend the international launch of Bad Gal Bang mascara, and the online reviews are all really good, so I'm going to be using it today. One of the reasons why I like this mascara is because it has this like really slim brush that catches all your fine little hairs. For us like East Asians, we like tend to have shorter lashes, so this is really important, and it's also great for lower lashes. So I don't have very long lashes and my lashes are very straight, like pointing downwards, so a lot of times I don't really like to use mascara. I prefer to use falsies, but actually with this mascara, it looks pretty long, so more and more often I've been like not using any falsies, and actually mascara is not a bad alternative as well, and you guys should give this a try. It's pretty good. The special thing about the Bad Gal Bang mascara is that there's actually space technology in it, and it's like gravity defying, so it will not weigh down your lashes. I've tried it and it's true. I have had my lashes really just stay up the entire day. If you have like more sparse lashes, it's good to use the Bad Gal Bang mascara because it really does volumize your lashes. However, if your lashes are like really straight and you really want to just curl them, you can also use the Roller Lash mascara from Benefit. I actually like both of them a lot. See, it really stays. It's not like drooping down. So normally by now, if I just like put mascara on, right, it will be very heavy, and because it's wet, the curls will just fall down like that. But it's still pretty high up. However, the trick is to kind of put a little bit more at the base and just kind of like wiggle your brush a little bit, and then a bit less at the top, so you go through the top a little bit faster like that, so that the top is not so heavy that it weighs down the bottom. So I'm done with my top lashes, and I think they are looking pretty fine. Does look like I have very naturally thick eyelashes, which are like doll-like. Next, I'm going to do my bottom lashes. This mascara really makes my bottom lashes like look crazy long. So we're almost nearing the end of the whole look. I am going to be applying lipstick next. As you guys know, usually I like liquid lipstick and I like very bold colors. Either that or I just like, you know, full coverage lipstick lah, okay? But today, I'm going to be using the Go-Go Tint from Benefit. This one is the travel size. It's very cute and small. This color is like a really sweet, innocent shade of like pink that's really kind of natural. And at the same time, it's a tint, which means that it will not have any feeling on your lips. Your lips will just feel like they are bare. Very suitable for a first date. I'm concealing my lips so that it will have a more ombre effect later on. When I am putting the tint, I'm gonna like kind of emphasize it in the middle, so it looks like you have very like small dainty lips. So the whole blending takes a little bit of time, and I think that actually using your fingers is the best tool for this job. And if you want it a little bit darker, then you should layer it a little bit more, but I think this amount is pretty okay. The giveaway that you have lipstick on is that you have this like thing on your finger. If the guy asks you, hey, how come your finger pink color? I help my mother pin like red eggs. Because it's a tint, it really looks like you have like no lipstick on your lips at all. It just kind of like looks like really natural, and it will like actually last you through dinner, which is good. It feels really comfortable too. For the last step, I'm going to be doing something really kind of extra. Sometimes when you don't put makeup on, you have these like green veins. Girls with really good or like really fair, translucent complexion, you can kind of see the veins going around. So today I'm going to try to recreate some of those veins on my face, because it will look as if I didn't put any foundation and you can kind of see the skin underneath. Okay, so I'm using the NYX Ultimate Shadow palette, and it has a lot of rainbow colors. Today I'm going to be using this green mixed with this shade of blue, and then there's some of the red and the purple mixed together for the broken capillaries look as well. I can kind of see my vein here, so I'm just gonna kind of like do that, emphasize it. This is so much effort to look natural. Alright, so we're done with the makeup, but it's not complete because I still look like Yao Yan Jianhuo with my hair. So I need to like change my hair to something more demure, okay? So now I'm back with my wig, and I look like a demure, nice girl that most Singaporean guys will like. So I bluff them for the first date. After they fall in love with me, then I'm gonna be like, hi, my hair is actually pink. And I like the pink eyebrows. Alright, so we've come to the end of the episode. If you guys are looking for lash or brow products, I highly recommend you give Benefit's products a try. I really love the Bad Gal Bang mascara. It's still staying on very curled. As for brows, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil is one of my all-time favorite brow products, and today I use Cabral as well, which I really like. So have fun experimenting and good luck on your first date. But before you go, remember to give a like, hit the subscribe button, and of course hit the little bell icon so you get notifications when I first upload a video, because the first 1 hour after I upload a video, I'll be staying around to chat with you guys and reply to all comments. So thank you for watching. Bye!